what we are eating. If a bowl of almonds is placed in front of you, reach out for it. I mean, right now we're talking about almonds. You can all take one almond each from your table. You all have almonds on your table? You can all? Okay, great. Wonderful. You're already eating. Okay, great. So just reach out for that and eat, because when you have healthy snacks sitting in front of you, feel free to reach out to it and eat those almonds. But if we have something unhealthy, so I think what we need to do is change the kind of foods that we are going to keep in front of us, right? So coming to your question about calories, we don't count calories anymore. Yes, calories are important. I'm not saying calories are not important. They are important because we know if we eat excess calories, it turns into excess body weight, right? So calories are important, but eaten as a snack or in between meals will keep you feeling full for a longer period of time. So your tendency to eat unhealthy foods is reduced, and therefore it helps in better management of waste or the waist circumference or any of those. And we know that increased waist circumference or increased weight itself is a risk factor for other problems like heart problem and adult diabetes, type 2 diabetes and things like that. So a number of studies have shown that these health issues can be controlled or better managed, or the risk factors reduce when you eat a healthy meal and when you include snacks like almonds in the evening or in the morning or as a part of your daily healthy meal plan.
Absolutely, and from a health perspective, it is so important because I think we've all become a little bit more conscious. Right from a very young age itself, we're teaching them how to eat right. We're teaching them that I don't think we call it bad food, but we do tell them that okay, an occasional chocolate may not hurt you, but you have to balance it out by ensuring that you're getting the right kind of nutrition. So thank you so much for shedding light on that, and I think it's very important for us to be mindful of how we are changing our eating habits so that it's not just a one day thing. It's not something that you just do for a week, like the fad diets that we have where you do it for a week and then you go back and look at the weighing scale and it's a completely different story. But speaking a little bit about incorporating food into your meals, Nisha, as adults we know that certain things are good for us, so we're okay with eating certain things even if we don't actually like them. I remember my mom sneaking in pavaka when I was a child, and I was not very happy about eating karidas because I'm like, kasakkudu, why should I be eating this? But as an adult now, I'm searching how I can incorporate it into my meal because I know it's healthy for me. So how do you incorporate healthy snacks into your child's, meals? Do you have to sneak it in, or is she happy to?
My daughter's favorite food is pavaka. Bitter good. Bitter good poril if I make with rice, she finished, not even one grain of rice will be pending. She loves it. So when we start introducing the food just like it is, instead of like sneaking in, we just give it to them like that, they'll start enjoying the taste. And first of all, what we see is what we eat. So we cannot have control over situations like when you go to work and all that. We might not have control over it. But at home, in your fridge, in your kitchen, when you replace all the chocolates and murukku and chire, all that with healthy things like local fruits, seasonal fruits, nicely made yogurt, homemade yogurt, all the berries and almonds and all that, automatically our habit will change. Now when you see that, we'll also go for that instead of going for anything else. I'm not saying having murukku that is all bad. If you make it at home, it's good. But if you buy it from outside, we don't know how many times they've fried it all. I have a very, very I don't know whether it's a blessing or a nightmare. I have a neighbor who's a food inspector. Okay, so I had a guest who brought in my house. My husband is like super fitness freak. He's a big foodie and a fitness freak. Like combination is like very rare.
Oxymoron.
So there's a strict rule in my house saying that please don't keep any unhealthy food. Okay, and please don't give milk peda sweet to your guest. Okay, if you don't love that person, you give milk peda. If you love that person, give a handful of almonds. When you receive milk peda, you probably give it to your neighbor or replace
it. It's like that Son Papdi box that keeps getting given out during Diwali. It reaches us itself in the end without knowing.
And the marriage clocks, just
100%,
like that.
Yes.
Just like that, it will be replaced. But if you give half each of almonds to you, will you give it to your neighbor?
No, no, yeah.
Either you use it, make curries out of it, or you just keep it and store it.
Yeah, and now you have like everything is on Instagram, right? So you make Instagrammable smoothies for
Yeah.
breakfast, overnight oats, which has like all the superfoods in it, and yeah, we're making conscious choices like that. So thank you so much. It's so nice to know that Samaira doesn't have to, we don't have to sneak anything into Samaira's food. She enjoys eating it as
Women
is.
love eating roasted almonds in the morning. My grandmother, like the last day she passed away, she was 81 when she passed away. Till the last day, we have cultivated this habit. Maybe now we're talking about it, we are more aware of it. But she is 81 years old. Till last day, she used to have a whole handful of almonds every day. She'll get up at 4 o'clock, take a head shower, take a handful of almonds and start doing the puja and do cooking and all that. Till last day she followed it. So it's something ancient we've been practicing. Just that in the middle, because of all these food apps and so many things, fast food fantasies and all that, we kind of forget it. It's just a reminder. I'm very, very happy that we're doing it. We all know what is right. எல்லாம் தெரியும் ஆனா அது ஒரு மண்ணில நறுக்குன்னு கொட்டி இருக்குப்பா அது சாப்பிடுங்க. We need that reminder.
Absolutely, and I think it comes from a good place as well, having these reminders, because otherwise we would not be motivated to do it, right? I think even the pandemic in itself, as much as it definitely is, we are feeling the repercussions of how globally it has affected all of us. In a way, it has made us sit up and take notice, because at 30, it's no longer, there is no guideline or a deadline or a timeline for when you can end up, feeling unhealthy or sick. So like you said, the changes or the habits that we cultivate from young definitely result in better health, which brings me to my question to you, ma'am. So when we're talking about better health and better habits, how do we start, or where do we start? What would you think would be the ideal, I mean, I can't say age, but since we're already on the second month of a brand new year, we can start now, right? It's never too late. So how do we incorporate these habits into a lifestyle? How do we change?
Good question again, Shruti. I think these changes can be incorporated anytime the minute we are aware that something is better than something else what we have been doing. Doesn't have to be on the 1st of January of every year because normally resolutions which start on 1st January are meant to be broken, and they are broken anyway. Probably a week later, a month later, maybe 2 months later, most of the resolutions go down the drain.
The gyms make the maximum amount of money in the first week of January.
Yeah. So I think let's not wait for 1st January to make any changes. I think we should start making changes the minute we are aware of what is better for our health. Because let's not forget that our health is literally in our hands, right? So if we can make changes with the food that we eat, because we eat with our hands as Indians, thank God, we still use our hands to eat food, right? So we use our hands to eat, we use our hands to do exercise, even to do yoga and things like that, we need our hands. So we do multiple things with our hands. So literally, our health is in our hands, and our health is also in a handful of almonds. When a handful of almonds is incorporated into a healthy meal plan, along with a healthy lifestyle, I'm not just saying only your nutrition or only your healthy eating habits are important. Also important are other things like a healthy lifestyle, like regular exercise, sleeping well, getting enough sunlight. Everything is important. But when it comes to eating right, I think choosing healthy foods and healthy snacks are very important. So it's never too late to start. You could start right from the time when you were born,
Right.
to maybe when you're as old as I am, and I'm not going to reveal my age.
Okay.
But when you are as old as I am, it's never too late to start a healthier choice or a healthier lifestyle.
Absolutely. We don't have to wait till the alarm bells go off, right? Which we usually do in the morning and we're trying to snooze it. But we can make a wiser choice and do it for ourselves. At the end of the day, like you said, it is for our well-being, it is for the family's well-being that we are making these choices. Speaking of choices, ma'am said meal plan. Okay, now I think that is something that we should definitely talk about, because in a family of even say 2 or 3 people, our choices are so drastically different. Somebody likes, proper South Indian food. Somebody wants to eat only grilled tofu. Somebody wants to eat only, you get where I'm coming from. And planning 3 meals, morning, breakfast, lunch, and dinner is a nightmare. So, how do you go about, incorporating healthier choices? How do you conform to a meal plan? How does it work for you?
In our house, it's not 3 meals, it's 6 meals, 6 to 8 meals because I have